God, do you want to hit a dude?
I'll do one bump.
People say this is funny.
Not Gary Gareth.
Is Dave okay?
Someone or something is tickling people.
Is it for fun?
And this is not going to become the Tickling Podcast.
Okay.
You are Queen Fakey of Made Up Town.
All hail Queen Shit of Liesville.
A bunch of religious virgins go to mingle
And do what?
pray.
The last podcast ended well.
For you. Ended great for you.
We cemented...
For the whole Anthony family, really.
Well, for you too. I mean, we solidified your identity.
No, see, we haven't solidified my fucking identity. My name is... No, don't even open your mouth. My name is Gareth, and I admit that last week is tough to come back from because we now are talking generations.
Yeah.
And I think that changes things. There's a legacy now.
Hi, Gary. Just the little angelic voice.
That's not what I heard.
You can't deny that
A satanic
boy.
shrill is what I
You
heard.
can't deny that boy is reality.
He's not a Make-A-Wish kid. It's my goddamn name.
My boy is always a Make-A-Wish kid.
That is a horrible attitude.
24/7.
No. Do you mind if he skips in front of you? He's a Make-A-Wish kid all the time in our heads.
What do you mean by that? Is he sick?
No, he's fine. He's perfect. Actually, extremely healthy. But if we could just maybe ride in the front of the roller coaster, he really wants that.
We're always just making wishes for him.
We grant every
That's why
wish.
we call him a Make-A-Wish kid.
Some call it spoiling. We call it a Make-A-Wish kid 24/7.
Can he drive your car?
Absolutely. Of course he's allowed to drive my car.
Beautiful. What year were you born?
79.
Okay, so the 70s were
Crazy time. I mean, I was doing so much coke.
Yeah. Well,
Nuts.
your mom was.
Right. Sorry.
That's when doctors recommended that mothers use cocaine.
Just a little bit of coke. Keep the
say
baby
just,
up. It grows
keep it-
better.
You know what fetuses need? A little bump.
Yeah. You know, honestly, if you're looking to diet, the baby should be dieting too. So just gum a little, snort a little, and don't eat.
Double bump.
Snack. I'm saying snack.
And dance.
Snack and dance.
Snack and dance. That's all we're
The
talking
70s
about.
dance.
So what was big in the 70s was Daredevils.
Right. Okay.
It was the age of Daredevils. So I grew
Okay.
up. So I was in it. I was like focused on these guys. Like it was the shit.
Right.
Watching men jumping over things.
Yeah.
And
So
cars
Evil
and
Knievel
motorcycles.
and
Yeah, Evil Knievel was obviously the biggest one.
Right.
So this podcast is called The Two Daredevils.
oh yeah. Okay.
This episode of the Dollop because we're going to talk about Evil Knievel and then another Daredevil
Normal Knievel.
whose name you don't know. Have you ever heard of Ken Carter? No. Well, that's so weird. You haven't.
But I've never heard of the Rube either, and I like my chances.
So there's really no set definition of a daredevil. They're just people who put their life on the line,
Right.
Usually just totally reckless,
And they
just,
have capes.
just for money and fame. And a lot of them wear capes.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but a lot of them.
The good ones.
Ken Carter did.
Oh boy.
Evil did. So that's what they do. It's the one I've discovered in going over this. It's the one thing I think that's sadder than being a comedian.
Oh my God, that hurts. My heart hurts.
Because you're out on the road, you're breaking bones.
Yeah,
you're-
at least when you bomb, you get
Yeah.
to just sleep normally.
No, you don't. Yeah, you could just bomb. Every single time these guys do something, they go, "Oh fuck!" Like it doesn't matter if it went well
Yeah,
or poorly.
whatever.
Everyone is, "Oh my back, fuck me." That's everything they do.
That sounds really good.
A French gentleman was considered, I guess, the first Daredevil. He was the first guy to do the parachute jump. So he kind of invented parachutes. But to invent a parachute, you kind of have to be a daredevil, right?
Yeah, I mean, the first guy to do it is a daredevil because he's like, "Fuck, hope this works."
Yeah, I hope this works. So he first tried. I mean, he did it first from a lower distance, but then he went up to higher distance and he would strap animals on
What? Oh my
and
God.
push them off. So more of a dick.
Yeah, but
And,
see, that feels like the French sense of humor of this to me. That feels like what the French would do.
Hey, check out the doggy.
Attach a squirrel to yourself, and then you are two daredevils. Jump, leap, throw your parachute. We're going to put a marmot on your back.
How about the hamster?
Here, hold this guinea pig of Guinea.
Oh, he go fly.
Raw deal for the animals too. They're like, just leave me alone.
Can I just sit on the ground and eat grass? That's
eat
actually
me.
I'm supposed to be on the ground eating grass.
No.
No, you fly. The next big Daredevil thing, which was a big thing, were the tightrope walkers.
Oh, right. Okay.
So that was a huge deal in like the 1800s, 1700s. The Great Blondin was known for tightrope walking. He walked across Niagara Falls.
Right.
And then the Great Farini kept one-upping him. So the Great Blondin would walk across, just straight across, and then the Great Farini would walk across, stop in the middle, slide down a rope, take a break on a boat by sipping champagne, and then he'd climb back up the rope and finish the tightrope walk.
What a fucking asshole.
Hey, fuck you, Blondin!
Hey, that beats just walking. I took a break. I would like to if there was like he changed it from the great to the amazing, just to sort of be like, yeah, double fuck.
Oh, he should have, right? Yeah. Hey, double fuck you, huh?
I'm the incredible. I'm the amazing. I'm the most fantastic. I've never been better.
Double fantastic. Hello.
Come here, you bastard.
So they went back and forth with each other's stunts. Like Blondin would do a headstand, and then Farini would do a handstand. It was just all fucking. Basically, Farini was a dick.
And talk about rooting for a death. I mean, if you're the other guy, you're like, just drop. Cocky motherfucker. Fall, motherfucker.
Blondin brought a stove out onto the wire and cooked an omelet.
Okay. I mean, what the fuck? What?
Yeah, he brought a stove out.
What do you mean a stove?
He walked.
I'm picturing a gas stove.
He walked and he slid a stove. And then he cooked an omelet.
A stove.
And he ate the omelet. And then he kept walking.
What did he do with the oven? Did he drop the oven?
I don't know. He's a fucking Daredevil. Who gives a shit? He made a fucking omelet.
I can't. I mean, I just can't wrap my mind around this part. Hey, cool. How's everyone knocking their omelets? Fuck you, Blondini.
Farini lugged out a wash tub and scrubbed handkerchiefs. So he went out and did the wash.
Way
a
weaker.
little bit less than an omelet.
Yeah.
In 1901, a 63-year-old retired teacher named Annie Taylor became the first person to go over Niagara Falls in a barrel.
Right. Okay.
And live. She became super famous. And then it would be that thing where they'd go out on tour and they'd sit in a barrel on stage and they'd recreate it. Like that stupid.
Yeah.
Like everybody was dumb.
Yeah. I mean, just see. It's like you think reenactments on TV shows are shitty.
Yeah.
You have to go to what? And then we were in the barrel. And then I rolled like this.
She brought her cat, too.
In the barrel?
Yeah.
What's with the obsession of putting the animals
This was a
shit?
Suicide run, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't bring your cat into a fucking Daredevil. You're killing yourself.
And a cat. For sure, a cat. That cat could never have been more adjusted ever again.
Oh, no, the cat forever was just out of its fucking mind.
It's like, it just doesn't come off the roof now.
Come on, it's time to eat. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
I don't trust you, you bitch.
What are we doing? Which all came out as meow, 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 meow. Next came the Barnstormers, which came after World War I.
All right.
Okay, and so Barnstormers were the dudes who, wingwalkers. Barnstormers were the guys who flew like low into shit.
Right.
And then the wingwalkers came, and those are the dudes who walked out on the wing and did that shit. Hilariously, that happened by accident because there was a guy in the Army or Air Force who was flying and his radiator broke, and in mid-flight he climbed out to fix it.
And everyone was like, "Look at him go!"
All the guys in his what's it called?
Platoon.
Platoon. I
Yeah.
don't know what you call the flying boys, but they were all like, "Yay!" So his major or whatever was like, "I want you to climb out of the wings all the time to boost
an
morale."
order.
So he would do it all.
morale.
So he'd do it all the time, and then he got out, and then he started. But the thing is, so many wingwalkers died. Like it was like
it is terrifying.
they would like hang from ladders and that kind of shit, and then
Yeah.
they would just if you're hanging from a ladder from your teeth in an airplane. I would say your career is going to go about a year, maybe max.
Yeah.
Like a year max.
Well, you really, I mean, everything has to go your way. There's when you're on a wing ladder with your teeth.
Yeah.
The only thing holding you, it's really, there's no margin.
No. What if you sneeze?
Sneeze. A
Sneeze.
bird.
A bird.
A drop of rain.
Anything.
A
you're
minor
gone.
movement.
A minor. Turbulence. Is there anything like that up there?
I mean, whatever.
Splat. How many people went to go watch Wing Walkers and just ended with a body hitting the ground?
Oh, and how many of those people were like, honestly, that was pretty cool.
Can I get my money back though?
So,
Hey, it's a good show and everything, but the guy died and I want my money back.
hey, just because my kid saw that, is there any way to maybe get like half my money back? He's pretty traumatized. He's pretty tore up about it.
No, it's a Make-A-Wish kid, right?
Yeah. He gets everything.
So they made it illegal in 1936 because so many people were dying.
Wow.
Because you can imagine training for it.
Yeah.
A lot of guys just didn't get out of
The
training.
idea that it was so popular, it had to be illegal.
Yeah. 40s, 50s came, and that's when stunt cars came.
Okay.
So that's when we kind of get into the modern day stunt man.
Right.
Right? Joey Chitwood Thrill Show was the big popular one.
Oh, sure.
In 1967, it was featured on the Wide World of Sports.
All right.
In 1978, Joey Chitwood Jr. set a world record when he drove a Chevy Chevrolet 5.6 miles on two wheels.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's some
so he did the
Hooper
little
shit.
Sidey,
That's
little sidey
fucking
deal.
yeah. That's awesome. That's
That is crazy.
That's some Smokey the Bandit, Burt Reynolds shit right there.
Yeah.
and that's
5.5 miles.
5.5 miles. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
And he probably had to stop because
I mean, people were probably like, oh, goodbye. You're not going to follow him. He's going pretty fast.
Yeah, how long does this go on for?
Can't see him anymore. He's long gone.
Most importantly, Chitwood Show was seen by a young Evel Knievel in Butte, Montana in 1946. His name was Bobby at that time.
Lil Knievel.
His name is Bobby Knievel.
Okay.
When he was 18, he was arrested for reckless driving on his motorcycle.
All right.
And in jail, there was another prisoner, which the cops arrested all the time for being drunk. And his name was Knofel, and they nicknamed him Awful Knofel.
Okay. Oh, that's
And
crazy.
so then they said, well, we need a nickname for this other punk. And so they nicknamed Bobby Evil. Evil Knievel. So Evil Knievel's name is because he was in a jail cell with a guy nicknamed Awful.
Awful Knawful?
Awful Knawful. And then they named him Evil because Evil Knievel.
Yeah.
They were rhyming.
they were killing time rhyming back then in jail. All right, man, we got 5 years in here. That's a lot of time to rhyme. Oh, shit, I already started.
So that's it. It's the best beginning of a name ever. So he liked it and he kept it. Even though he wasn't a stuntman yet. Up in Canada, there was a guy named Ken Carter.
Right, I've heard about him from the
Yeah, I've heard
beginning
about
of the
him.
podcast.
Yeah. He was the exact same age as Evel Knievel. He was born poor in Montreal, which I didn't know they had poor people there. He dropped out of high school because he saw a Chitwood Show. And at 16, he joined Joey Chitwood's Congress of Canadian Daredevils.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congress.
Yeah, it was a whole
I bet
Congress.
they got more done.
You guys want to vote on this jump?
Yeah, we'll vote. We'll try to actually vote on shit. We're a Congress.
You going down to see the Congress? You know what? I went down there to see them. I thought they were going to be jumps. It just ended
They
up
just
being
legislated for like 6
lot.
hours. It's the worst. It was awful. They're going to fix potholes, I guess. I don't know. It's just like, I don't give a shit.
They made a motion to invade Greenland, which I thought was weird.
They're on a recess, so I don't know.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. I come back at 4.
So Ken Carter rode a motorcycle through fire, stuff like that.
Okay.
3 weeks into joining, he broke his leg.
Okay.
And he was replaced.
Oh, jeez.
Because that's the fucking rough
Yeah.
life of a daredevil.
Yeah.
You're in or you're out. It's not like you can ride around with a broken leg. They gotta have
I
a
bet
guy.
they try, too.
Yeah, I'm sure they try.
Fine.
No, I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
It smarts a little bit.
It's hanging off.
It hurts a little when I move it, sure.
Okay, it's hanging.
Then
side.
cut it off. Let me ride.
But he knew at that point that he was going to be a daredevil. So he's a high school dropout daredevil guy.
Right. I bet
Evil-
your parents love to hear that. You're
Yeah.
dropping out to be a daredevil.
Oh my god.
Worse than a comedian, you're right.
And all you do is go, oh, I shouldn't have taken him to that Joey Chitwood show.
or just, I should have pulled out. I should
have
pulled out. This is not going to be good.
Evel Knievel had a family, and he opened up a Honda dealership in Washington State. So he's not a daredevil.
Come on down to Evil's Honda. Honda of evil.
No, it'll be fine. We'll give you a good deal. Get
You
the
know-
best deals from Evil.
If you sign this contract, we don't need to worry about financing.
So, it wasn't doing well, so he decided to stage a motorcycle show for his PR, for his...
Amazing.
For his dealership. His first professional jump was at the dealership over 20 feet. He jumped over a box of rattlesnake and 2 mountain lions. And
What?
what the deal was is he was going to jump over the rattlesnakes and then drive by the mountain lion, like between the 2 mountain lions. It's fucking awesome.
It's
already the
great.
best thing going.
It's great, but I mean, again, think of how much could go wrong.
I know. What if you went into the mountain lion?
Or what if the lions are just like, fuck it, we're going to attack people? It's not good for Honda business. Come on down to Lion Attack Honda.
He came up short and landed on the rattlesnakes.
What? See?
To the delight of the audience. Everyone was like, yeah!
Die!
Yay, die! But he was like, I'm onto something. Like, there were so many people. People were so into it that he was
Yeah.
like, fuck the dealership.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump shit. So he was off and running. That was in 1965. In 1965, Ken Carter had been at it a while,
Okay.
right? He had been with the International Hell Drivers
Sure, yeah,
for a
great
while.
union.
Later, he was with the All-American Daredevils. What they would do is they would T-bone into cars. They would smash cars into brick walls. They would ride cars on top of other cars. And, of course, they would do car jumps, jumping over other cars.
Yeah. Some of that's really crazy.
No, it sounds fucking insane. You want to do a T-bone tonight? What's that? That's just where I'm going to drive into you.
For this next stunt, I'm going to drive at 60 miles per hour into this wall. That's
That
it.
doesn't seem like a stunt.
That's the stunt. Hope I live.
How much you make tonight? Like $80 is a good night.
After tipping people out, I made $9,
Good
but it's
night.
cool.
Oh, look, there's some of my bones are sticking out.
Oh, that's fun. Listen to me. I sound like a maraca when I shake my ankle. You hear that?
So after he mastered the car jump, he started his own touring company. Because I guess that's the thing that everyone wants to see is the main guy
Right.
is going to jump a bunch of cars.
Right, okay. The
So
headliner.
Ken Carter's suicide auto jump
Whoa.
started right.
Wow.
Like he's the opposite of Evil Knievel right there because Evil Knievel's like, I'm going to jump rattlesnakes and go past a couple mountain lions.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, I'm going to die.
Well, I'm dying. I don't know what the other guy's promising, but this is it, probably.
Hey, kids, you want to go see a suicide show?
Come on, guys, let's go watch a grown man die. Come on, we're going to go downtown and watch a man die tonight. It's $8. You guys get it for $4.
He's going to die in a car. It'll be fun.
And it's going to be like 2 hours before he dies and just fun.
Just stuff running into stuff.
You know, guys are just going to drive into walls, and then he'll die around 8:30.
Oh, God. So, the two guys obviously had different approaches to the whole thing.
Yeah, of course.
Carter did pretty well. He started getting a name. He became a star of the world of jumping shit.
Oh, that's
which is all
cool.
you can really become you're just out on the road going to little towns jumping shit.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing else that comes out of it because all you're doing is going to a fair or a stadium.
Right.
And you jump over 10 cars and everyone goes, woo!
Yeah.
And then there's no point where someone goes, you want to be in a movie?
Yeah, no, you're just slinging dick jokes.
So, the show was so popular that in 1967 he did a performance at Islip Speedway in New York, and that was broadcast on ABC's Wide World of Sports. Now,
Okay.
that was like
That was a huge show.
20, 30 million people would watch
Right,
on a
yeah.
Sunday. Like, Wide World of Sports was... I can still remember their little promo thing. It's just shit crashing. I remember there's a skier going down a hill and he flies off and is doing somersaults over a building. Like it's just like this is gonna be fucking nuts.
The Wide World of Sports was like bloopers.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But live.
Yeah.
Horrible live bloopers.
Well,
or as they're known as,
make that show now. I'm in.
or as they're known as terrible accidents.
Right. Horrible tragedies.
ABC's Wide World of Terrible Accidents.
Welcome to the world of horrible tragedy.
So at that point, he was jumping 8, 10 cars. He was jumping cement trucks and chuck wagons. I love that he was jumping chuck wagons.
Yeah, that's funny. Why not?
He put in about 50,000 miles a year.
Wow.
Yeah. Worse than a stand-up.
So he's a road dog, yeah.
Road dog. He hurt everything. He broke everything. Broken ankles, kneecaps, smashed chest. Like, he broken legs, broken arms. He broke everything. Everything is always broken.
Right. That's fun.
So Evil decided to start his own group. And he went at it from a different angle. He got someone to back him.
Already, Evil's got a way better plan.
And he got other riders who would do shit so he could just concentrate on the jumping.
Right, okay.
So the debut of Evil Knievel and his Daredevils was January 3rd, 1966 in Indio, California.
Okay.
So that's kind of out near where Coachella is.
Right, so yeah, kind of the bumblefucks.
Huge success. People loved it. Guys on motorcycles jumping around. He went to other towns on his third show. A motorcycle's coming at him, and he's standing there, and then he's going to jump over it. Spread his legs and jump over it. Now it didn't.
Timing.
It did. Yeah, the timing was off. So what happened
Not
was.
what I want to hear.
So what happened was, the dude ran straight into Evil's nuts.
No
And he
fucking way. No.
And he went flying like 15 feet.
What?
From a nut shot.
What? No.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Can you imagine the tummy ache
and then
after?
He was in the hospital for like 2 or 3 weeks.
He broke his
with just
balls.
ruined balls.
His medically speaking, Evil's ruined his balls.
You see the doctor coming in, lifting up the sheet. Well, I see here that your balls are ruined.
Well, let's see. Okay, what I'm going to recommend we do here is a ballstosity, which is where we redo your balls because they are gone.
I mean,
See, what happened, Evil, was a motorbike drove into your balls, full acceleration.
full acceleration right into your nutsack.
And as you can see here, your balls look like a couple of smushed raisins. I mean, they are.
It's terrifying.
It's awful.
I'm upset.
I've been barfing all morning thinking about it.
I'm a doctor. I didn't want to come to work today.
I'm quitting. I just gave my 2 weeks. I'm out of here. I'm done. Yeah, we have to do that too. Yeah, it's very corporate.
I'd rather clean bathrooms than look at your nuts.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be a Daredevil. Feels cool. Feels like a good idea. Feels like the time's right.
Take it off. So Elvis then killed the touring company.
Okay.
He got hit in the nuts. He's like, "Fuck you."
Evil
I'm out.
killed it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he
okay.
was clearly like you can tell in there that he was like, you went too fast at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Something where he was like, "You fucking idiots,
Dummy,
you hit me in the nuts."
you hit my ball.
I mean, sure,
Stupid.
I did make up the plan to jump over you with my balls.
Yeah, and maybe half of the timing's on me, but still.
Okay, so at this point, most guys were jumping like water and animals, like they jump a pool or they jump
Right.
on motorcycles. That was like the thing.
Okay.
Evil decided to jump cars instead, which set him apart from the other motorcycle
Yep.
guys. And that went on for a while until the best thing that ever happened to him happened. He was in Missoula,
Oh, man.
and he tried to jump 12 cars and a van.
And a van. Spicy end.
Well,
And a van.
he missed the van.
Oh, shit.
He hit the van.
Oh.
He broke his arms, a bunch of ribs, and people were like, "That was awesome!" Because he was on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And people loved the idea of a guy on a motorcycle crashing into shit and then rolling around in pain.
Yeah, people love train wrecks.
So, like, he got, like, national press from fucking up.
Crashing. Thank God we used that van.
So he was in the hospital for a while. And
It's the same doctor.
the same doctor. So,
Jesus Christ. Listen.
how are your nuts?
Can we see your nuts? I just am so curious how they're doing. Because they were ruined.
All are good. All. Okay, so then
Wait, can I see your ID? Huh?
I'm a janitor.
I'm a janitor here.
So then he went back at it, jumping more and more cars and missing a lot.
Is he throwing? He's throwing. Is he diving a little bit?
No, he's just
trying to do the impossible.
They always have to jump more than they last jumped. Like there's no like I jumped 8 cars, I'm gonna jump 8 cars again. No one wants to see that. If you jump 8 cars, then they want to see you jump 9 cars. So
Yeah, but it's
everyone
like a
is
stand-up
always,
bit. Like you can do it a few times. You can work. You know, can happen for a year.
Get the 8 good.
8 cars. Yeah, get your 8 good. Then move to 10.
I'm sure you could, but as a Daredevil, Your whole billing is he's doing more.
Yeah.
Like none of it's like there's a Daredevil coming.
World
He's
record.
doing the same shit.
It's putting the stove on the tightrope and making an omelet.
Well, we'll get to his stove later.
What?
So he jumping more. He's missing. He's got concussions. Broke his left wrist, his right knee. He broke 2 ribs, and then he was invited on the Joey Bishop show. So now he's literally the guy that everyone's like excited about.
Yeah. Okay.
He's on the Joey Bishop show. It's not a huge show. It's not the Tonight Show, but it's
what is it like
It's like a talk show. It's a talk show, and that's 1968. So at this point, Ken Carter's kind of ahead of him still because Ken Carter's got his big road show. Everyone kind of knows who he is. He's done the ABC Wide World of Sports.
Right.
So he's got millions of viewers. He's out on the road. He's bringing in a lot of fans and a lot of money. And then this fucking asshole comes on a motorcycle and keeps crashing into shit. And he's like, what the fuck?
He's not
He's
doing
on TV.
it right.
He's crashing. So Evel Knievel's tried 14 jumps this time, and 4 of them have failed horribly.
Jesus, those are perfect odds to go, too. You're like, that's just enough to get me in the goddamn door.
Oh, why stop?
I'll get in there for that percentage.
What can go wrong? But Carter's just doing the same thing. He's just jumping cars in a car. Or vans or whatever. He's just jumping in a car. A motorcycle is more spectacular.
Way less
safe. Yeah, way less safe. But
Yeah.
from a viewer's standpoint,
Oh, yeah.
a guy on a motorcycle doing it is crazy awesome.
Well, you
So-
gotta wait for them to pull the body out of the car to see the damage. The motorcycle, you can be like, oh, his leg. Oh, his leg's in the wrong way.
Wait, his head shouldn't be on his back, right?
Oh, no, his head's bleeding so much.
So Evil is in 1967. He's in Las Vegas for a wedding, and he sees Caesar's fountains,
Okay.
the Caesar Palace fountains, and he's like, "That's it. I'm gonna jump that shit." So he's like the first guy to take it like out of arenas
He's
and
a
go,
showman.
I'm gonna fucking jump something that's just outside in the real world. So this is something that no one had done.
Yeah.
So he made a deal with the casino, and then he tried to get ABC to air the event on the Wide World of Sports, but ABC was like, no,
We don't air
that's
deaths.
completely insane, and you're probably gonna die. But what they did say was, if you film it and it's great, we'll put it on the air.
All right.
So it's not gonna be live. And he was like, man, this shit's gonna be tight. I think he used the word tight.
Really? He was talking like
I
that,
think so.
huh?
Yeah, I think back then.
Wow.
So he had to pay
so
for it.
ahead of his time in so many
Right?
ways.
Right?
Yes.
So he had to pay for it all out of his own pocket.
Okay.
He got director John Derek to film it. John Derek's wife, Linda Evans, was running one of the cameras.
Okay.
Was running one of the cameras.
That sounds good.
He went into the casino on the morning of the jump. He dropped his last $100 on roulette, lost immediately.
That's got to be a good feeling.
That right?
Like, all right, I'm cold.
Who's a winner today? Not me.
All right, not my lucky day. Gonna go jump the fountain.
Then he went over to the bar and had a shot of wild turkey.
Smart.
Take a shot. Get yourself nice and heated.
Get yourself nice.
That's
and
always
normal.
the best thing you should do before a motorcycle jump.
Absolutely.
Get a little
especially one of this
buzz.
caliber. You definitely want to be loose.
Get a little get a little
Nice
buzz
and
on.
loose out there.
How great would it have been to be the bartender though?
Yeah, you're like, aren't you jumping the
Are
fountain?
you jumping?
an
I think I'm
hour?
going to cut you off. I'm going to cut you off at one.
Another
or-
one. I'm a daredevil.
Yeah, well, idiot devil, I think is the word.
Give it to me. And then before it, he's hammered like, well, I'm pretty fucking drunk.
Got to jump a fountain.
I threw up in the fountain. I'm jumping.
At a distance of 151 feet, it was the longest jump. So he'd never tried to jump this far. It's the longest jump he's ever attempted. More than 15,000 people were there watching live. Knievel cleared the fountains, but landed on the safety ramp, which was supported by a van. So I'm already thinking,
It's not
little
a great...
rinky-dinky operation.
Yeah.
This is when Daredevils were like, no, we'll put a van at the end.
What was it called? The safety or security ramp?
The safety ramp.
Okay, because it doesn't sound like the safety ramp because he got hurt on it, right?
Yeah. Well, if you see the video, he lands on it, kind of over to the side of it, and then as soon as he hits it, he loses his grip on the handlebars.
Oh, Jesus.
And it's over at that point. So he tumbles over the handlebars and he rolls. It looks like it's not a person. It looks like it's a stuffed dummy or
That's good. That's good.
like a mannequin just rolling around. And he just rolls and rolls and rolls. And then finally stops in the Dunes parking lot, which is the next casino.
You're trespassing.
You either come in and gamble or you get the fuck out of
Now
here.
listen, we can make a deal where maybe you jump over the Dunes,
The
parking
dune.
lot.
we could put up a dune or something.
Put a slip and slide in here.
He had a crushed pelvis. A crushed
horrible start.
A crushed femur. Fractures to his hip, wrist, both ankles,
Oh my god.
and a concussion. He was in the hospital for a month and in a coma for 29 days.
Oh my god.
And people loved it.
We're monsters.
Everyone was like, yeah, that guy. He was terrible at something.
Man, did he fuck up. A 29-day coma.
A 29-day coma.
And people are like,
He
yeah.
finally wakes up and everyone's like, whoa!
You did it. He's
I've been waiting to shake your not usable hand for a while.
I'd love to walk a mile in your shoes with horrible pain. With horrible ankle pain.
So ABC
Oh my god.
bought it.
Yeah.
They bought it. They were like, well, we got to, now that this has happened, it was a huge thing.
We didn't know it was going to be a coma sort of deal. And we regret.
Had we known it would be a complete fuck up, we would have bought this.
We thought he would maybe break his wrist. We didn't realize the word crushed would be used so much when it came to bones.
Nobody said he was going to break everything. We would have paid for it. So he made so much more money than he otherwise would have made.
Right,
ABC
yeah.
ended up paying out of the asshole. Doctors are saying he'd probably never walk again, but he did. He's a star.
Horrible doctors.
A star.
You'll never walk again. Or maybe.
He couldn't get health insurance after that.
Why? Nobody wanted to give him a policy?
You know who could get health insurance?
Who?
Ken Carter.
Kenny.
Canadian.
Kenny Kent. Yeah, Canadian
He
Kent.
had it. Advantage Carter. But now Carter is like the outside guy looking in. Now Knievel's the big star.
He hasn't done his coma stunt yet.
Thank you. Find a way to get yourself into a coma. And Evil is now the number 1 Daredevil in the world.
Yeah.
Like every kid at this point, we all had the Evil Knievel on a little motorcycle that it would just attach to a battery, and you would like a giant battery, and you would hook it up and charge it, and then hit a button and it would go sailing and crash into shit like he did.
Shit. Now with hospital bed. Now with hospital gown and an IV bag. Now with shattering torso.
When you hit the button, he screams, fail! And he smashes into anything you want.
That's right. Invite your friends over, play the game, and then take 29 days off while Evil recovers. While Evil recovers in an intensive care unit.
So Evil kept jumping.
Jesus.
He crashed his next 3 jumps.
Oh, good.
So that's pretty good.
Great.
Breaking stuff, all the way. But the best thing happened in 1970. Now, this is my favorite Evil Knievel story ever. So he is a motorcyclist, but he hates the Hells Angels.
Okay.
Because they're like the dark, bad element of motorcycles.
Coming from a man named Evil.
And the Hells Angels and other groups, a lot of them were Vietnam vets who just came out of the war, but they were the ones who didn't want to go back into society.
Yeah.
Or couldn't adjust back to society.
So they
started motorcycle gangs. And so this is when they were really flourishing in the early 70s and late 60s.
Not good for anyone.
So he would talk shit about them all the time.
Not smart.
So he went to the Cow Palace in San Francisco. Now, Cow Palace is a giant place where I used to go see metal shows and stuff.
Okay.
But it's called the Cow Palace because back in the day it was built for like farm shows.
Okay, sure.
Moo.
Are you cows ready to moo? I said, are you ready to moo? Fuck yeah, you are. Hit it.
So he would always come out to address the cow before the crowd, not the cows. He would just come out to address the cows.
The cow.
Before the jump. He gave his usual "America's the greatest place on earth." If people don't know, he had a white uniform with like an X that was blue and,
patriotic.
and white stars and red
Glittery.
lines. It's all patriotic. It's all very American flag wrapped around him.
These colors don't run, but goddamn does my blood after a crash.
Fuck me, do they break? Oh, God, do they break?
But goddamn, will they get crushed and shatter?
They'll shatter every time, but I got to make money, and I got to make a living now because the dealership's gone.
USA!
So he gives a speech, the whole crowd's fired up, and then at the end, he comments about there being a quote-unquote bad element in the motorcycle world today and starts referring to some outlaw bikers who are really screwing things up. Turns out there were a bunch of Hell's audiences, and the Angel, because
Bunch of Hell's Angels in the audience.
of Hell's Angels in the audience because this is where they wanted to fuck him up.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
So, Evil heads outside into the parking lot, where he's going to start his run before he makes the jump.
Oh, this is pre-jump?
Yeah. As he comes right through the door to the Cow Palace, a Hell's Angel steps forward and throws a beer bottle at him.
Oh, my God.
Misses him because I assume that he's drunk. And also he's a Hell's Angel. How good at throwing are they?
Yeah, well... Oh, Jesus.
Evil hits the jump perfectly. Smooth landing. And then he does his standard traditional thing where he sits on the motorcycle and puts both his arms up and drives around without touching the handlebars. And he goes over close to Hell's Angel. And while the motorcycle is still moving, he steps off in one motion and punches the Hell's Angel in the
Evil
face.
hits the Hell's Angel.
It's the greatest thing ever. Without stopping the motorcycle, he gets off of it and just hammers a dude right in his goddamn biker face.
Holy shit.
It's the best thing ever.
That's awesome.
So then,
It's no coma.
look, it's no coma. But I read a blog of some guy who was there. He was just like, it was fucking awesome.
You know, I didn't realize I was walking into the peak of my life, but I was.
So, like, he's a god. That's a god.
That's awesome.
God does it. That's like Zeus and then Evil Knievel and then some other guys.
Yeah.
Apollo or whatever.
Poseidon or some shit.
And he apparently hit him with a haymaker. Like, he came from under and just, wham! Yeah.
What a winner.
Oh, just so good.
I'm winning.
So, then all the Hells Angels piled on Evil Knievel. And then the crowd went insane. 10-set beer night, insane. They
were defending their man.
They all came out of the stands and piled on the Hells Angels. Every Hells Angel in the place was attacked. One biker was down on the floor swinging like a 2x4 around, and the crowd would like back off every time he swung it. And then they'd come forward, and then they'd back off. And then at some point, they all just jumped in and just beat him unconscious.
What a show.
Eventually, the crowd beat up every single Hells Angel. They were unconscious all over the place. And then they just stopped. They were like, okay, we're done. And then the security came in, and then ambulances had to come in and take all the Hells Angels to the hospital because they were all fucked up.
Ambulances for Hells Angels is kind of funny.
The anti-Altamont. So that's the greatest thing that he ever did.
Yeah. Well, that's quite a night.
That's a fucking
quite an
awesome
evening.
night.
Yeah.
So while he was jumping motorcycles and fighting villains, Ken Carter.
Poor Kenny.
So Ken's out
I
there.
keep forgetting about Ken.
I know, right?
Kicking rocks down a dirt road like stupid Evil Knievel. Good for nothing. Never done nothing for nobody.
Jackass motorcycle loser.
Hell's Angels got it right. Fuck.
I do in a car. You think that's easy?
Not easy.
So he's
Learning how to ride a motorcycle.
he's in the Guinness Book of World Records
Okay.
for jumping the most cars in a car.
Sure.
So that's cool.
It's cute.
But Evil had flair. Evil had the outfits.
Evil punched a Hell's
He
Angel
had the
mid-ride.
personality. Yeah, he had the cockiness. He was punching Hell's Angels. And he was selling toys by the fucking truckload. Like every single boy in America had an Evil Knievel toy.
Okay.
It was like mandatory, if not the outfit and everything else.
Right. That's when you start to get a little worried.
But Ken Carter dressed like a dude who was going to Walmart for the day. Like there was no
Spicy. Spicy look.
There was no flair. He had like a big black curly hair that was like not like just kind of out of place.
Cool.
Looked like he had been in a windstorm.
Oh, cool.
So there's nothing like about him that you're like, that's the guy. And all he was trying to do now was to jump 16 cars because he jumped 15.
Poor bastard.
So he's out there for years while Evil's punching Hell's Angels and
Yeah.
crashing everywhere and
Yeah.
getting like people like throwing
I'll
buckets.
jump a fountain. Jesus Christ. This motherfucker.
But the other thing is, Evil's already jumped 19 cars because he can do it on a motorcycle
Yeah.
easier, and a car can't jump as many. So Ken Carter is so fucking behind the 8 ball that he's just
Yeah.
fucked. It's people like, who gives a shit what you do in your fucking car? You know what's funny is that he also doesn't like to be called a daredevil.
Oh, okay.
Some of these guys like to be referred to as explorers.
Explorers?
They consider themselves more like Columbus.
What? Well, they're not right.
Well, I'll give you a quote from Kenny Carter.
That's gonna be wrong.
When Columbus said said the world was round, they locked him up in jail. So that's kind of you get the.
Yeah, but did they lock him up in jail?
I don't know.
And I don't think
remember the story of
Columbus said the
They might
world.
have.
I don't think Columbus was the one who said the world was round.
Okay, so look. I mean, the point I'm making is Kenny's not that smart.
He's way off. You know, they locked Columbus in jail when he said the world was round. Well, no, they didn't. No, he didn't say that. And what?
Look, I'm just trying to show you how not great Ken Carter was.
It sounds like history got pushed his history got crushed like his bones a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. The old head took a few hits. On the internet now, you can find every single one of Evil's jumps, how far it went, whether or not it was successful. There's charts, there's graphs. You cannot do anything with Carter.
Yeah.
You cannot find anything about Ken Carter. All you can find out about Carter is 2 jumps. And I'll get to one in a second. But it was created, the next jump, Ken Carter's big jump, came about because of what Evil did next. He tried to jump the Snake River. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So first Evil.
How big is the Snake River?
I don't know. It's not. He did it in a skinnier part. First, he wanted to jump the Grand Canyon, which is huge.
Huge.
And
That's impossible.
And the government was like,
We can't believe we have to step in, but no. Legally, you can't do it.
"Yeah, we don't want you to do that." They're
Nope.
like, "Here, ask me again."
Can I please jump the Grand Canyon on my motorbike?
No.
Okay.
Sound good?
Nope.
Okay. So he switched to the Snake River Canyon, and on September 8th, 1974, he tried to jump the Snake River in what he called a sky cycle powered by a steam engine that was built by a former Aerojet engineer.
Okay.
And it looked like a rocket. So basically, he's on this thing that's pointing up, like almost straight up. And there's a motorcycle in there, but you can't tell watching it. It's shaped like a big rocket.
Right. Okay.
It's shaped like one of those rockets you buy and then you light on 4th of July and it goes bang.
It's huge, though, right?
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
And it looks ridiculous.
It looks like the Doctor Strangelove
yes.
rocket. Right.
No,
Okay,
totally.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing as a kid, I was totally disappointed because I was like, I wanted to see him on a motorcycle, but he's in a
Oh,
fucking
he's only
rocket.
gonna ride a rocket.
Fuck the rocket.
You've been spoiled.
Stupid rocket, man.
My Make-A-Wish is that it wasn't a rocket.
So he jumped. The parachute, as it's called, went off super early.
Cool. Good.
And
Good.
And he just drifted over to the north side of the canyon where he was going, and then almost made it, but then then the wind blew him back back to the side he started on. It was all very sad, a very sad, slow descent.
Yeah.
But he wasn't hurt. He was just like,
Ow, my ankle!
oh God.
Oh, I hurt my ankle when I landed.
But all of a sudden, Kenny Carter had an idea.
It's Carter's time.
He knew that he was getting older and his injuries were taking longer to heal. And so he knew he needed one big jump to become the world's best daredevil.
Explorer
Devil. He decided he was going to jump 1 mile in a car across the St. Lawrence River.
Wow. I mean, okay. By decide, you mean fooled himself into thinking it was possible?
He's a daredevil. He's going to do it.
A mile?
It's easy.
A mile?
There's a point.
How is it possible for him to go from 19 cars to a mile?
There's a point where they show him on the ramp and they are interviewing him and they show all the way across the river. And all you can think when you see that is there's no fucking way in hell.
It's not possible.
It's physics now. It's physics.
We're being realistic now.
I'm gonna jump into another dimension.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, good for you.
I'm gonna drive my car off this flat Earth.
So, and Evil always has like a big production. It's all this shit.
Yeah.
So his idea was he was going to jump from the Canadian side over to an island in New York, and he was going to
Get his citizenship on landing.
He did say that, but who's a citizen now, motherfucker? But he also was going to put a bed of roses so he would land in a bunch of rose bushes.
Rose bushes?
Well, and a rose, yeah,
A bed of roses.
He was going to have roses growing there. So
Wait,
when
do
he
you mean-
landed, he would be like, "Look, I'm in roses."
Like thorny roses.
Well, I mean, he could have gotten small thorns. The thorns are the least of his fucking problems.
I need
He's
to
not
know.
going to make it there.
Hey, I'm just curious. If the wind goes right, is he gonna get thorns in his
Wind?
side?
The car's going to being blown by the wind now?
I'm just saying if it nudges, is he gonna get cut up by thorns? I was cut up by thorns once in a rose bush. It's very painful. I just want to make sure Kenny's okay.
Fair, totally fair. So, Evil is a worldwide star. Kenny thinks this is going to...
Kenny's about to die.
He says literally, this is going to make me the #1 Daredevil in the world. This is the jump.
This is going to make it a closed casket
So he's
funeral.
clearly jealous of Evil Knievel.
And delusional.
And delusional. And now he's going way out of his element, which is just jumping cars in stadiums. And he's going to do this crazy jump.
Smart.
So he moves on his idea. He gets a big sports manager, and they go to the networks, and everyone's interested. They're all like, "I want to see a man die in a car."
Yeah.
Everyone is like, watching a man die in a car sounds like
We'd
the
love to
best
see it.
thing.
Try, Kenny.
So ABC gave him a contract, $250,000,
Fuck.
live on Worldwide of Sports.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's all happening. Evil at around this time, Evil did a jump at Wembley and crashed really bad. And after he crashed, he got up and grabbed the mic and said, "I'm retired."
Okay.
Because he was like, I've got a lot of money and I keep rolling around after car crashes or motorcycle crashes, and it's not fun.
I might die.
I'm tired of hurting. So
I love
they
that
send...
Wembley.
I know, Wembley.
What?
Yeah, well, he's
The
worldwide.
Who opened up for him.
It just shows that he's worldwide, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So Carter and his guys are creating a 1,400-foot runway with a ramp on the end, an 85 feet high ramp, which I can't understand how that's going to get you a mile. And I feel like a guy who didn't graduate from high school isn't maybe the guy to figure this out.
Well, it all just sounds horrible.
But it's going to be great.
Climbing 85 feet.
And then you rock it off and you fly to an island.
And then you fly through the event horizon.
Yeah.
And then you land.
I think probably little explosions are going off.
Maybe, little bangs here and there.
Yeah.
Sure. It's all going to work out great.
So the jump is scheduled.
I see this going well and happening.
Yeah, no, it's going to go
Okay,
great.
cool.
The jump is scheduled for September 25th, 1976. They start building the ramp, but it keeps raining. ABC is getting worried, so they send Evil Knievel to the site to look it over for a tape segment of Wide World of Sports.
Oh, Ken must have loved that.
Evil gets there. You see Evil, and he says, "This looks dangerous. You have no elevation. You have no room for error." So that's the guy who breaks everything.
But he's saying that it's maybe possible.
He's basically saying
Highly
it's not.
unlikely. Okay.
Yeah, he's saying highly unlikely.
all right.
Hey, from Evil to you, barely any chance of it happening.
And by the way, I hung out with God 2 years ago for 29 days.
Evil had worked on the Snake River jump for 3 months. They're trying to get the jump for Carter together in 1 month.
Oh my God.
Evil says, "I don't think I'd attempt to try this stunt. I think it's much more dangerous than the Snake River Canyon stunt. This is a Daredevil stunt that might end it all for all Daredevil stunts." So that right there, he's saying, this guy's probably going to die,
Yeah.
and that's going to end Daredevil stunts.
Yeah.
Because then people are going to go like, oh, it's not about just
no.
getting broken. It's about someone actually dying.
Yeah.
That does take the fun off of it.
Sure.
Like up until then, you're like, he lived. Everyone's
Yeah.
in a coma, but he lived.
It's a matter of time until you're like, oh, I feel bad.
Oh, I feel weird. This one feels weird. Evil Knievel talking about the jump on Wide World of Sports was broadcast to 20 million people.
So him just talking about it.
Him just talking about it. Now, should I mention that Carter's never driven a rocket car?
Wait.
Which he needs to drive for this. He's never driven over 90 miles an hour, and the car has to hit speeds of 260 miles an hour.
Wait.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead. You have questions?
Yeah, a lot of them.
I mean, it kind of seems like your dad's tried it, right?
Wait, so how fast will he go in a rocket car potentially?
260.
He will go 260.
Yeah, it's going to hit 260.
He's got to go 85 feet.
Up, yeah.
Up, going 200.
1,400 foot ramp.
1,400 foot ramp.
85 feet up. And then
going 260.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Now picture it flying. Now, how does a car fly? Does a car fly?
I'm not sure how cars fly.
Oh, you don't know how cars fly?
No, I'm not used to the trajectory of flying cars. But I hear Evil's point. There's no room for error.
So they set up a
medical wing.
Set up a medical wing in the middle of the river.
Middle of the river.
He has never driven a rocket car, and his car is not done being built yet. So they set up another guy's rocket car for him to train in. And he shows up to the track, Carter, and he doesn't have his helmet or his suit.
Well, who needs it when you're just going to die on impact?
And the car he's going to test was built for someone else, so he can barely squeeze into it.
All good signs.
He borrows a suit, doesn't wear a helmet, but he does it.
He does
He
what?
drives 260 miles an hour.
Okay, right.
This is 1 week before the jump. So it's happening, right? It's happening.
It better fucking not be.
All happening.
It better fucking not happen.
4 days before the jump, his car isn't ready, and it's still raining where they're building the ramp. So it's not getting done. It turns out that Evil Knievel went back to ABC and said, "Do not let this dude do this jump. He will die." And so ABC pulled out. Yeah.
I mean, Ken Carter must not be happy.
So that's it. The $250,000 is gone. The jump is over. Carter's dream is totally fucked.
His dream of dying.
Yeah. And Evil Knievel in 1976, the next year, does the shark jump. You remember the shark jump?
Yeah.
His last jump, he's supposed to jump a tank full of sharks that would be televised live. He's doing a rehearsal, and during the rehearsal, he loses control of the motorcycle and crashed into a cameraman. He broke his arms, and the cameraman lost an eye. So that was it. He was done.
Well, cameramen don't need their eyes.
I think cameramen just need one.
Yeah.
They just look through the one hole, right?
It's really
I mean,
easy.
I don't know exactly how it works.
I'm sure that guy had a great life after losing his eye.
As I recall from watching films and stuff, when a
Sure.
cameraman looks into a camera, he closes one eye,
Yep.
no?
Yep.
Okay,
So it's just, hopefully it was that one.
net possible.
Hopefully, oh God, you gotta pray it's the right eye.
You're not going to believe this, but that's the eye I still have.
I'll do it on my head.
The eye I still have is the one I close.
I'll do it on my head, doctor. I'll film on my head if I have to.
So, Evil's done. The only thing he did after that was he did some smaller jumps to help his son, Robbie, who then became a
Robbie
Daredevil.
Knievel, right. I remember him.
So it's 76, and now the door is open for Carter because there's no more big Daredevil, and Carter's like, I gotta do this.
Carter-
I gotta jump the St. Lawrence River.
He's
It's
just-
gotta happen.
No.
He finds a new business manager, and they get new backers. This time it's all Canadian backers.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Shit is on, Canadian style. The ramp's being built. It's on for September 25th, 1977, right?
I hope
2 weeks before they test the car. And
The rocket car.
Yeah.
To make sure it goes 260.
Right.
Right.
And it explodes.
Oh, well. Huh. That's interesting. The rocket car blew up, huh?
So they get a new gas tank made out of different materials.
I'm sorry, they get a new gas tank.
They get a new fuel tank. Sorry, not gas, rocket fuel tank. Out of new material. And they try that one, and that one also explodes.
So, How are
they're
we
going to
feeling
try.
about the prospects?
I think it's fine. They're a week out now.
Right.
Everything is going well.
A week out, the cars are exploding.
They get a new gas tank, so they get a third one.
Good.
So it's all fine because that
that's
one
fine, 'cause that
also
one-
explodes.
Okay, so there we go. So let's see, 3 down. How we feeling? What's the general morale of the project?
I don't know, but I think the best thing to do on a jump like this is to rush it.
Yeah, I always
Rush
say,
it.
Yep,
Rush job.
Yep.
Let's get her done. Let's get her done.
Yep. There's no time to dot the I's. Let's move. I've got a death to get to.
So the guys who are building the tank just leave.
Yeah, good.
They don't tell anybody. They just up in the middle of the night go back home to like Florida.
That's how you know you're in a good project, when people are fleeing like slaves.
When you walk in and the guys building stuff are just gone. That's
Yeah.
always a good
Hello?
sign.
Dear
so
Ken.
the jump is off.
Oh.
But
No! What? Give it a rest.
it's back on for July.
Fuck!
Ken has his own money now that he's thrown in. Now he's putting his own money in.
No.
He's got new backers.
Who are these backers?
They get a new car and a new fuel tank, and it fucking works. Shit is on.
No.
Shit is on.
No.
The car's not blowing up. So far, the car's cost $100,000 to build, but it goes 250 miles an hour. It's
Well-
all fucking good.
Oh, perfect.
Kenny's expecting 100,000 people to show up,
Uh-huh.
but the backers aren't sure they can handle a crowd that big.
Sure.
And then the backers want to do it without crowds. They just want to film it for TV and then sell it later without
Okay.
crowds. That upsets Kenny.
Oh, God.
They bring the car down to the ramp to test it. Now the ramp's built.
Uh-huh.
And then they test it, and the ramp's like bumpy. It's like, which isn't what you want to hear.
No.
What you want to hear go, shh.
Yeah.
Not,
Well, when you're building it 85 feet high, 1,400 feet long, it's going to be hard to make it airtight and perfect. It's quite a fucking distance.
You're such a naysayer.
Yeah, I really am naysaying this.
But the guy who builds the ramp convinces Kenny that the bumps won't matter.
Ken, the bumps are good sound on a ramp like this.
Man, when the car's going fast, you ain't gonna feel no bumps.
Man, 260, you ain't feel no bumps.
you ain't
You'll
feel
be
no
fine.
bumps. Yeah, you'll be good.
Kenny, you'll be fine.
Close your eyes and think about someone hitting a bump at 260. Does that guy feel anything?
Picture making an omelet on a tightrope.
There you go. So Kenny is still upset about the live crowd.
Kenny
Or
needs
as
to get
he
his fucking
says,
priorities
he's a
straight.
fucking daredevil.
Yeah, but no, he's an explorer.
He says, I'm jumping a mile in a rocket car. This should be on the front page. There should be people there. There should be press. So right before the jump, at the very last minute, day of the jump, he makes a new deal with some guys from Hollywood.
Oh my God.
The backers he has now take the car and the crew, and they bail. So there's no jump. The jump is off again.
This is quite a roller coaster.
So the Hollywood guys come in.
But wait, he just switched horses just because
He wanted a
didn't,
crowd.
and then so it's off, and now these new Hollywood backers.
Yeah, all he wanted was a crowd. He is a daredevil.
He wants a lot of stuff.
Well, he wants a crowd.
He's very demanding.
He's supposed to be in front of people.
Don't you take his fucking side.
So the jump is pushed to September 26, 1979.
Uh-huh.
His friend and fellow stuntman. So they have the cameras come out, and then they want to film it like reality style. So they're like, "Here's him working out."
Working out?
Well, they put him in a kayak, and they have his friend, whose name is Kenny Powers,
Oh my God.
as a stuntman also, telling him, "Yo, use the paddles," and then like pretending to train him to run and stuff. Like it's all made up.
But sorry, this is training to hold a wheel.
You know what?
I'm just saying, I don't know how much training you need to fucking. He should just be resting.
He should be kayaking.
He should not be kayaking. He shouldn't even fucking be here.
He should be kayaking and doing push-ups.
What? No, he
And
should not be. He's driving.
Climbing ropes.
No, he's no. He should not be doing these things. Gotta work out. I gotta drive later.
He's been planning this. Now it's been 5 years that he's been planning this jump. He's done. They bailed so many times. Shit has happened. The ramp's ready. The weather's good. The car's ready. But there's
What's the problem?
there's no audience because the Hollywood backers also don't want an audience. So he was ready to jump a year ago.
Yeah.
He pulled out
Yes.
for new guys who did the exact same thing the other guys did.
Yes.
okay, so it's,
Decision making seems to be flawed with this.
and they won't allow any press. So it's literally happening for no one. It's like he's doing
But he
it.
just needs it now.
He's doing it in a vacuum.
He's just like, please,
Well,
just
now
let me die.
Yeah, please just let me die this way.
Let me die how I wanna die.
I'm gonna try to die this way for 5 years. If you don't let me now, the cancer's gonna get me.
What was that, Ken? I'm dying of cancer.
So, the last jump he did was 12 chuck wagons
Okay.
in Edmonton a couple of months ago.
Yeah,
so
that's
gearing
about
up,
a mile,
gearing
right?
up for it. It's about a mile.
It's about a mile.
About a mile or
12 chuck wagons.
50 feet, mile, whatever.
Yeah, about 50 feet. So that's just a few thousand feet shy.
So it's 2 hours from the jump, right? 2 hours.
I don't have a
Everyone's
good
showing
feeling.
up. Everyone's there. The crew goes on strike.
What the fuck?
They feel like they haven't been paid enough, and they want $27,000 in cash. And they put a barricade up at the top of the ramp so he can't jump.
You ain't jumping it. Give us $27,000 if you want to die.
It's like such extortion that it's
Yeah.
insane.
Well, the whole thing's insane. The word extortion doesn't exist on a fucking a mile-long river jump with Hollywood backers
So
where you shot a kayaking montage to show how the driver trains to steer straight.
they're all discussing it for a while. Everyone's trying to figure it out. They need to figure out how to get the money because this is the It's not like you can just go get $27,000 in
No,
the 70s.
no.
Unless you're part of some heroin syndicate. Like
Yeah.
it's not. You just have money laying around. So late, the car's ready to go. It's 5 p.m. They finally get the cash.
Well, I can't believe they get the fucking
They
cash.
get the cash at 5 p.m. It's now hours after it was supposed to happen. It's now 6:45 p.m.
It's getting dark.
Prime jumping hour.
It's getting dark.
Prime jumping hour.
There's bats out.
Yeah, so you hit a bat or two on the way, but
Fine.
just think about the car shooting across the river, sunset behind it. Come to Canada. You can see the postcard.
We haven't tested an eighth of a mile.
It's perfect.
It's not.
Big crowd shows up because everyone's hearing about it. So the crowd's there anyway. They're all on the roads around it.
Take that,
Carter's
Hollywood
in position.
backers.
Carter gets on the runway, gets in the car. It's fucking go time. And then he starts screaming, "There's a leak! I can't see anything! There's a leak!"
Oh my god.
So they go over to get him out of the car. There's some sort of valve thing. I think it was what was supposed to happen with the car, but he just flipped out. But like it was a lot of steam supposed to come out before it took off.
Well, it's a rocket.
It's a rocket engine.
Yeah.
What? There's steam coming out of a rocket engine?
I
Yeah.
hate steam. New ooey steam. Ooey steam.
So they can't. So now it's too late.
Yeah, it's always too late with this dumb idea.
And then they can't do it the next day because one of the Hollywood guys, producer Mark Sennett, has a bar mitzvah.
Guys, we can't do the jump tomorrow. My buddy's kid's turning into a man. We can't. Hey, guys, I told you I had a Saturday was off. I have a thing. I can't do it.
What kind of thing?
It's a bar mitzvah. It's an all-day thing, though. I gotta help my friend set up.
I don't know what that is.
gotta-
I'm from Canada.
A 13-year-old Jewish boy is becoming a man in the eyes of God today, and you want to go jump your little rocket river, huh? No.
Okay, that's fair.
You picture him at the bar mitzvah. Just at one point, he had to think. I mean, I probably could have done both.
Yeah, can't you jump it?
I probably could have done both.
Yeah, but you know what? You don't want to show up to the bar mitzvah. Hey, what happened today?
No, you
Killed a guy.
you go bar mitzvah death.
Yeah, you go bar mitzvah.
You've got kind of that gaudy glow outlook right now after the bar mitzvah.
You
You're
don't
ready
go.
you're ready to see your friend become a skin accordion.
Right, because then you're at the bar mitzvah and you're like, "You're a man. I
Yeah.
saw a man become not a man today."
Hey, I found one man and another man I knew is not here anymore. He's on a rock. He's smushed into rock.
So they set up for 7 days later, October 3rd. October 3rd. It's cloudy. It looks like it's going to rain.
Well, we can't do it Thursday. I have volleyball. Friday's no good.
Wednesday's hockey.
Wednesday's hockey.
Oh, shit.
Friday I got to take the kid. Next Saturday I could do. I could do next Saturday.
I said I was planting a tree with my mom.
Oh, that's right. Well, then I have softball. So
Right.
let's see.
Sunday.
Sunday works.
Sunday's
Sunday
good.
works.
Okay.
But if it
October
doesn't
3rd.
work Sunday, Monday I'm booked.
We'll do Sunday. We'll make it.
Sunday.
We'll make it happen.
I'll bring sandwiches.
Wait. Okay. So October 3rd, the ground crew has been cut to a minimum. The rescue boat has been cut. The rescue crew has been cut down from 6 frogmen, a barge with a crane, and 2 high-powered speedboats to 2 guys in a little boat.
Well, what are they fucking...
Because he can't swim.
Yeah, but he's not going to need to swim. Dead bodies can't swim ever.
You're such a naysayer.
You don't need a lifeguard for a man who's in 80 pieces.
Now, he's going to land on the other side.
They get a net. That's what you need is a net. You need one guy with a net.
He's going to land on the other side.
No, he's not.
Where there's a big meadow. Someone goes over there. Someone goes over there and shoos all the cows out of the way. Because
that's... Just put on one of those cow shows.
Well, they go over to the cows and they go, hey, look, a guy's going to die here in a little bit. Can you move?
The cow band is playing about a half mile that way.
A guy's going to die here in a little bit. Can you move? Sorry.
Awful. Awful.
So there's no crowd. Maybe 50 people show up this time.
I want to do it in front of the cows.
This one's for the cows. So they get him in the car. And he sits there checking and rechecking.
And the AC doesn't work.
Kind of. He just sits there rechecking and checking his harness and his safety stuff, different things for an hour. No. He just sits there checking, and they're like, go. And he's like, I'm just checking this, I'm checking this. And then it starts to rain.
Oh, my God.
So the jump is canceled. 2 days later, Carter's having meetings with the producers. They're talking about doing stuff in Europe. They want him fresh for Europe. Maybe this jump isn't such a good idea because he might be too hurt or something because they want to take him on this tour of Europe. And it suddenly dawns on Carter that the reason he's in Ottawa having a meeting with the producers, which is an hour away from the jump site, is that someone else is doing the jump right now.
Oh, my God.
And sure enough, Kenny Powers is doing the jump.
Shut up.
And
what?
Carter says he's never gone in a car over 100 miles an hour. He's completely unqualified for the jump.
Well, that's a horrible thing to say when you're racing to go 260.
But at least Carter has done those things. At least Carter has gone in a car and gone 260. At least he has done a bunch of jumps in cars, which Kenny Powers has not.
Here's something I never thought I'd say.
Yeah.
He's the most qualified to do this. Ken's the guy.
I almost spit up. So Powers suits up to make the jump.
Jesus.
The cool thing is they also talk to Powers at the top of the ramp, and there's no fucking way. Like I said before, there's no fucking way this is possible.
No.
And Powers is supposed to wear a special back brace whenever he jumps because his back's been broken so many times, which he forgot. Because how could you? What? Yeah, because you're gonna make the craziest jump of all time. Forget the one thing that might help you.
Oh shoot, my back's broke.
And Powers has been driving in Ken Carter's Daredevil show for 10 years. So they're like, this is like Robin stealing the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Like it's really fucked up.
That's very good.
So he's an hour away at the hotel room while this is going on. The crew members who are on Kenny's side are taken away from the whatever set, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, yeah.
His brother,
Death March.
Ken Carter's brother is put in a car and they drive him to some faraway island and just drop him off in the middle of nowhere.
Hey, you see that? Why don't you go grab that for us? Gun it.
It's like that hit scene in The Godfather where they kill all the guys
without the hit. He's got to be expecting the hit. He's probably like, I will take this. This sounds fine.
And now I'm going to let you watch the video and you can tell me what you see and how great it is.
Wait.
There it goes. It's going and up the ramp and
oh boy.
So what happened there?
It went very high off the ramp. And about 1 second in, a parachutes went off, and there's some sparks, and then it just slowly, pathetically floated into a river nearby. And now you can see Kenny Powers, I think, in the car, in the demolished car, doing what we'll call the float of shame.
So Look how close to the river's edge he is. He's like 30 feet away.
To say that they're a mile away from their goal is pretty accurate. I mean, look at that car.
So there's the two guys in the boats getting him.
Yeah, those guys are like, yeah, we're on the hour. That was great.
That was good. So what happened was, the whole time they're taking him out of the car, all he's saying here is, ow, 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 ow,
he's
ow,
fucked up.
ow, 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 ow. So,
Jesus.
So they take him and they lay him down. What happened is the when the fiberglass car hit the burunka, 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 so it's a rocket car, and then there's a fiberglass body built around it, so it looks like a Lincoln or whatever.
Right.
So it all started to break up when it hit those bumps because it wasn't made to be on a fucking bumpy throne. So Kenny Powers had no experience, so he couldn't keep his foot on the pedal because he wasn't used to anything like this. So he took his foot off the pedal, which caused the parachutes to fly out.
But he's so lucky that he did the dumbest thing, which is took his fucking foot off the gas.
So he is incredibly lucky.
And the best part, too, is how the car has dumb little wings.
Well, the wings, I think, make it fly.
I don't think it does. There's no way those dumb wings come into
So
play.
we're watching in slow motion again. See, it's completely breaking up, and then here it like.
Oh my god, pieces are
it's
just flying off.
And the whole time, as pieces are flying off, it's going like it's like sputtering. And clouds of smoke are coming out of it. He broke 8 vertebrae, 3 ribs, and had a fractured wrist. Kenny Carter is furious, and as he described it, he said they took my pension. So he was literally thinking of this as his retirement.
Yeah.
He thought he'd be the #1 Daredevil in the world. He would be able to sell all the toys and all the shit that Evil was doing. In his mind, he was going to do this thing that could never be done.
Yeah.
And then he was going to be Evil Knievel.
Yeah. Well, hey, it doesn't always work out how you draw it up, huh? You know, it's like the old saying goes, sometime your friend takes the death car away from you and drives it into the river, taking your pension away.
A year later, Ken Carter was still talking about making the jump, still talking about trying to get it together.
It'd be hard to be friends with him that year after.
Oh, horrendous. He made a record-breaking 180. He started jumping in rocket cars. He made a 186-foot jump in a rocket car at Cayuga Speedway. And then he went back to, now I have to break that record. So he was back in the record-breaking thing when he should be fighting Sons of Anarchy at the Cow Palace, right?
Yeah.
So on July...
We're just golfing. Chill the fuck out.
On July 1st, 1983, he tried to jump a pond in Peterborough, Ontario.
I mean, what a step away. He was just about to do a mile jump over a river. Now he's like, this pond's days are numbered. Look out, pond. There's a new pond in town.
The jump failed when he couldn't control the car. And you see the jump, and he I'll put it up on the Facebook page. The Dollop has a Facebook page. I'll put it up there. But he goes off sideways.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because it was a rocket car.
Well,
rocket cars are hard to handle, it turns out.
Sounds like I haven't heard a lot of good rocket car stories. So there's that. Not a lot of those end with like, it was amazing.
So he vowed to make the jump again on September 5th. That day, the races, this is after, it was supposed to be after the races. All the races went long, and it was so late that they painted.
He got bumped?
They painted the car yellow so the cameras could see it.
I don't know why I don't like this, but if you're painting a car...
If at the last minute, right before you jump, they're painting the cars yellow, maybe don't do the jump.
So the cameras can see. You're like, okay.
Okay.
Will I be able to see?
It was after midnight.
Oh, good.
Anyone want to jump a rocket car after midnight?
Hey!
No. At the very last minute, he decided to put more rocket fuel in the tanks. It all makes sense.
He's not smart.
He's very smart. Everyone who was there that spoke to him said he wasn't confident, that he seemed off that day. He asked someone to do a will for him.
Jesus.
But he was really concerned about the loss of publicity he's had over the past 2 years. A few years because he didn't do those jumps and there was no one gave a shit about jumping cars in a stadium anymore.
Yeah.
Because Evel Knievel had jumped.
Yes.
Had tried to jump. Evel Knievel never jumped.
Well, it didn't
he
even
kept
matter.
crashing.
Yeah, it didn't even matter what he did. He still he did it the best, even if he walked into it ass backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, he really
So
did.
now this guy's like all or nothing. He's like, I must die. To beat Evel Knievel, I must die.
So his car overshot the landing ramp and landed on its roof. It overshot the landing ramp by
These landing
100
ramps need to be bigger.
by 100 feet.
Well, okay, then fuck it.
Carter was killed instantly.
Oh, shit.
He suffered massive head, chest, and other injuries. Literally, the car goes off the ramp and flips over. And
You've seen this?
Yeah, I can put that video up too. Flips over and lands on its roof. You look at it and you go, "Oh, that guy's dead."
Oh, my
There's
God.
no fucking way in hell anybody survives that.
Wow.
So it overshot it by 100 feet. It went way up too high. Flips over, lands on its roof, and that's it.
Oh.
And Evel Knievel was right. It sort of was the end of stunt driving and stuff. Like people still do
Not
it,
what
but
this guy wants to hear.
But it's not. It's not like. It's no longer as big as it was. They were the fuck. Evel Knievel was
Yeah.
the king. Stunt guys were the king, and now when people do it, everyone goes, "Oh, that's a little weird." Right?
Yeah, but I can't believe he died.
Powers continue to be a daredevil.
Of course. It always works out for that shithead.
He told the newspaper in 1986 that he had been a stuntman in films like Smokey and the Bandit, Hooper, Vanishing Point, and The Blues Brothers. He said his career was winding down in film because, and I quote, "There are a lot of younger kids coming along now in the motion picture business. Now I just do the stunts that nobody else will do."
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so that's Kenny Powers, of which none is true. He was touring with Carter when Smokey and the Bandit was made. He's never been in a film. He's not credited on the IMDb with any stunts. He's just credited being in 4 documentaries.
About head injury.
Yeah.
And delusion.
He's a total... His wife put this on a forum that I found.
Oh, wow.
He was as proud, if not prouder, of being a veteran than being a stuntman. Kenny didn't think twice about driving through fire and flipping cars over, but he was afraid of a few things. He was extremely afraid of heights. Okay? He was afraid of the wood scorpions that are native to where we are from. He was afraid of bears and wildcats that used to stay below our house. And believe it or not, he was extremely afraid of ocean fish. He had an obsession about keeping porcelain clean and keeping refrigerators at the perfect temperature.
I mean,
If our refrigerator was at the wrong temperature at 2 a.m., he would actually wake me up. We would take the back of the refrigerator off and vacuum it. So
she's the real stunt person. That list is insane. That list starts off. It starts off and you're like, duh. And by the end, you're like, what the fuck just happened? So, we just had to vacuum the fridge.
because he got up in the middle of the night and checked the temperature.
Temps too, baby.
Temps too low on the fridge.
Temps too low, get the
And
vacuum.
we got to vacuum this.
I'll move the fridge, you get the vacuum. Gotta keep it perfect.
Just I used to be a stuntman, I never knew from 1 minute to the next what he was going to do.
It sounds about right.
Yeah, that's about said. Neither did his friend. Ken
I'm afraid
Carter.
of scorpions and warm fridges.
He performed his last stunt in 2006. Kenny Powers carried an 8x10 photograph of Ken Carter every place he went until his death. In 2013, stuntman Big Ed Begley, received the rights from the Idaho Department of Lands to reproduce Knievel's Snake River jump for a price of $943,000 to jump the canyon on the 40th anniversary of the attempt, which is September 7th.
What? Wait, so that's coming up?
Yeah, less than a month.
He's gonna do it?
Yeah, guy's going to try
Holy
it again.
shit. That's great.
Yeah.
We gotta figure out. We gotta have a watching party. A viewing, we'll call it.
Yeah, that would be pretty amazing.
That's crazy. Fuck.
How's that for a story?
Real good.
I mean, the Daredevil thing is like they all were bad at it. Evel Knievel was bad at it. He was good at jumping things in a stadium, but whenever they tried to take it out of the stadium, They all fucked
Well,
up.
it also is just basically like Evel Knievel, just like you said early. He just did it on a motorbike.
Yeah, and that looked cooler. and he
That's
had,
better.
he had the cape,
More
but he
intimate,
was,
and you can see the
Yeah.
bones breaking.
yes, that's
honestly.
right. And that's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And-
Whereas Ken Carter just flopped like a pancake to his death.
But I will say this: he is right at the fact that he would have done that jump better.
Yeah,
But
he
all
would've
that
done
would
it
have
better, but
happened
he
was
would've
the
done-
car would have just landed in the middle of the river.
This is why I think it's best case scenario, because if better in this situation is further.
Yeah.
Further is not, it's just going south. Like where Kenny fucked up was like basically close to the peak.
Yeah.
And I don't think going well is going further.
So
You'll die.
you're saying if Carter went further than Kenny Powers,
Higher chance of death.
I agree.
Yeah.
He would have landed out in the middle.
It's a car. You did 2 baby parachutes on it.
Cars can't jump a mile.
Yeah, no.
Can we just all agree? If there's anything that Dollop agrees on,
I think we are on the same page. We've reached an agreement. Cars can't drive a mile. Oh,
Jump. They can drive.
No.
They can't even drive a mile?
No. We're on record at the Dollop. Cars can't drive a mile. You heard it here first. They can't drive a mile.
well, that's the two Daredevils.
Listen.
One man spurred another man to do
yeah.
something ridiculous.
That's why the power of no.
Yeah. Also, choose a career that you can retire in.
Yeah, well.
Have a regular pension.
Choose a career where someone demanding $27,000 isn't going to ruin your career. Right before your career is about to take off.
All right. Well, that was a dollop. That's our longest dollop yet.
Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, yeah, that's long, huh?
Yeah. It's a long
That's a lot,
story.
yeah, that's a lot
That was
to
a
it.
lot to go over. God damn.
All righty.
There's Canadians. There's Canada's big entry into the dollop.
Yeah, welcome
Congratulations.
Welcome aboard, eh?